Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Carmeloni. I'm back with another episode of the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast, and I'm also on YouTube as a reminder. And it's feels like forever, honestly, since I last recorded an episode and uploaded an episode. And as always happens, life is always lifing, and there was a lot of life happening in between the last recording. I was in Portugal on an incredible experience with Lumavite in Sintra, Portugal, which is full of palaces and has amazing history, and then Comporta, which is a beautiful fishing seaside village that's becoming more well known. And funny story, we did horse riding one evening on the beach, and I ended up on Madonna's horse. Literally, Madonna, the superstar. Her horse is boarded here, seemingly she goes to Comporta a lot. And as luck would have it, or the synchronicities, it was I who ended up with Madonna's horse without actually even knowing anyone was going to ride that horse. So it was really, really incredible experience that honestly I am still processing so much from it. I feel like I was in a time warp for many different reasons, but the incredible speakers that were there, like Dr. Tyler LeBarn of the Molecular Hydrogen Institute, Dr. Rewire, Dr. Alok Trivedi, the writer of The Four Brains of Money and Wired for Success and all these incredible books, Rob Sperry, Dr. William Brown, an incredible physicist, and other amazing leaders, as well as Taryn Lee, the founder and CEO of Lumavite, who is just such a visionary, and she moves me to tears so many times when she speaks. But during that week, I was moved to tears many, many times. And it's not the time to share at this point why, but there was a certain technology, let's just say, that was there. And there was a really, really beautiful evening that happened impromptu. That is something I will remember for the rest of my life. That honestly felt like such an honor and a gift to sit with these people. Again, it was an impromptu evening in a villa lit by candlelights. No phones were allowed. We had to turn them off and give them over walking in the door. It started at like 11 p.m. at night, and we went until, I don't know, 2 a.m. And basically, it was with one of these brilliant minds, an astrophysicist, who I believe will actually be a Nobel Prize winner in the future. And if he's not, there's something wrong, but I truly believe he will be. And it was basically an off limits conversation about anything. And yeah, a lot was shared, and it was so weird. I had been feeling incredible, amazing. All of these things hadn't been emotional per se at all throughout that day, or, well, I can't say in the event before then, because yes, I had been crying at various other points. But that particular day, I felt amazing and incredible, and it was a really, really special day. And I walked into that room at 11 p.m. And I don't know, within 5 minutes of entering that room, entering that space and sitting down, I was in convulsions of tears. I could not stop crying. And obviously, this was an intimate, candlelit conversation. So I literally had my head in my hands and I was like sobbing uncontrollably, but like silently as well, because I didn't want to disturb the peace. But something really, part of me was like, oh my God, what is going on? I should leave. And another part was like, just leave the mind out of it. I don't need to judge. I don't need to know what's happening. I just need to trust. And because of who and what was in that room, I knew there was something so much bigger than me that was purging, that was clearing, that was releasing. So honestly, I'd say for the first hour of being in that space, maybe hour and a half, I literally I couldn't take in what was being shared, what was being asked, because I was just in convulsions. But it was really, really, really incredible. And like I say, what a gift as well. But hopefully in the future, I can talk more about that. Right now, there's not much I can share. But then, after that incredible experience, I went to the Portuguese countryside. I had planned this already in advance, and it was one great synchronicity that this was all planned in advance because of what came next. And when I first arrived there, I honestly felt like a zombie for the first 2 days. I was sleeping so much. I didn't know where I was, what was going on in a really not a frantic, scary way, obviously, but there was just so much had moved through my mental, physical, emotional, spiritual being from being in that week, in that energy, in that frequency with Lumavita and all these incredible leaders from around the world, and the conversations and the expansion and the rewiring and the information. It was huge. And when you're in it, you don't notice it as much. So when I left that container, it was like, whoa. Again, in a really beautiful way, but I know to just trust and I go with my body. So I was doing bits and I was having loads of naps and sleeping, just being like, okay, no information was coming to me in that point. But again, I've been doing the inner work enough to know that something big was happening and shifting. So I just trusted the process, listened to my body, gave it what it needed, rested when it wanted. And about 2 days later, I was beginning to feel normal again, or like myself again. And then this other wave came crashing where I found out that a very close friend of mine from Mexico, a friend of 20 years, had passed away suddenly. So then I was thrown into a wave of grief, of disbelief, of shock. I'm still in disbelief because I'm not physically in Mexico, that it's really, really hard to comprehend that she's gone. So that was a whole other process that started moving through me that really activated so much in me again, because unfortunately, it's not the first close young person I've lost in my life like that. A couple of years ago, it was a close friend in Oaxaca who passed away of a brain aneurysm. She was 32. Then last year, a friend from home here in Ireland passed away. She had had cancer for a couple of years, and again, like 45. And then this friend just gone in one day. And she, well, as I'm recording this on the 1st of July, it's actually her birthday today. It's actually two of their birthdays today. My friend who passed away last year, and my Mexican friend who just passed away less than 2 weeks ago. It's both of their birthdays today. And it really, all of them changed me. But this one as well, on top of the others, just really activated and ignited something completely not different within me. It's something I felt, it's something I've experienced, spoken about many times, but it's just got another layer of embodied truth. And when we embody something, when it really, really lands, that's when major shifts happen. And it's this idea again of the reminder that death is always close for all of us. There is no set timeline or rules. Yes, we hope, and a lot of people do live to older age, but it's not actually set in stone. And it's this, I don't find death morbid. I've been through enough experiences and I'm fascinated by near-death experiences that I don't believe it's a finality. And as A Course in Miracles talks about, birth is not the beginning, it's a continuation. Death is not the end, it's a continuation. And knowing what I know, what I've discovered, not saying that I'm ultimately right, but about this whole experience and this simulation and what this is, and this temporary experience and this temporary body and life experience that we've been gifted. I truly believe it is a gift, and a gift doesn't always mean it's pleasant, it's something we want. But I truly believe this human experience is the greatest gift and miracle we have all been given. And we came here as spirits. We chose to come into form for a reason. And part of that reason is to experience all of it. Because when we are spirit, and I've spoken about this before, we are just it. We are the infinite love and abundance and euphoria and blissful energy that is the truth of us. We don't know any different. So we come here, I believe, one, to experience everything, highs, lows, goods, bads, emotions are just energy in motion, and to remember and express the truth of who we are as well. And I believe that's the journey of life. But it reignited this kind of passion and energy to truly live. Like, so many of us are waiting, and I put myself in this category. So many of us, even though from the outside people were like, oh, she's really living her life and she's traveling here and she's doing this. And yes, that is true. But even within myself, I know how much I hold myself back. I know how much I'm, yeah, living in fear of going full out. What will other people think? Just truly expressing and following the dreams in my heart. And I know that is similar for many of us across the board, no matter how expressed or not we are. There's always another level of truth and another layer of expression that wants to move through us, which requires another layer of healing and depth and clearing those fears in order to embody and let that move through us and guide us and really take the action to follow that. But so this reminder for me again to always keep death close, and not from a fearful place, because honestly, I have no fear of death. I have more fear of not fully experiencing and expressing myself while I have this temporary experience. And something Rob Sperry said at Luma Vitae, oh my God, there was so many incredible quotes shared that really landed for me, that through this experience offered another layer of understanding and poignancy. And one thing he said, because he shared a very traumatic journey and experience that he went through as a child, losing his brother in very tragic circumstances with all his family around, that his mission in that moment was to die with memories and not dreams. So die with memories, not dreams. And this is what's been coming up for me and feels more poignant, but also this sense of live before you die. Because of so many of us, we're not truly living. And I think if you truly get very honest with yourself, and I can see this because this is how I used to be. Yes, I've broken through it. Yes, I'm definitely living more before I die. And live before you die is not about necessarily doing stuff and, being hedonistic. I'm not talking about being hedonistic and going crazy and drinking yourself into oblivion and taking all the drugs because these are all the experiences you want. And woo, live fast, die young, go hard, and kill yourself in the process. That is absolutely not what I'm talking about in any way, shape, or form. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But is that truly enjoyable? That for me doesn't seem life-giving, as in inside of ourselves from those experiences. We may feel very hungover or certain withdrawals. But what I mean in living before you die is living from the fullness of your heart, having the full courage to play full out and follow the nudges of your heart. It's living in alignment with your spirit. It is exploring, it is following, it is taking action on the nudges, on the intuitive hits, on the things that you came here to experience, to express, to create, to leave in the world. That kind of living, that's a living that fills you with aliveness. It's not about the outcome per se. It's about you living to your truest potential and fulfilling your heart's desires, which are not yours in the human sense when you really tune in. They are yours in your spirit sense, in what your soul, your spirit came here to experience, to express, to create, to leave in the world. And I wrote about this as well before. When we stay in our human, when we stay in our victim, when we stay in fear, when we stay in all that noise and distortion and limitation, we're actually doing a disservice to our spirit that came here and that gave us life for that spirit to have a life experience and to experience all these things. When we choose to stay in our ego, in our character, in our human, in our fear, in our smallness, in our shrinking, in our holding back, in our dimming, we're doing a disservice to our spirit. And not only to our spirit, we're doing a disservice to humanity because everything is energy. And when we're living half lives and half expressed, that has a ripple effect as well. So this was what was coming through for me. And what came through as well was be healthy, because at the end of the day, we need a healthy vessel. We need a healthy body to be able to live full out. And again, that full out is not in a hedonistic, be frivolous, be crazy, like not be conscious, just do stupid things, put others at risk. That is not the live full out that I'm talking about. Again, that's what you want to do, go for it. The live full out is that fullest expression of moving through your deepest, darkest pains as a human, your sorrow, your grievances, your stories, your trauma, resolving them, having the courage to face them so you can reconnect with your light, with your soul, with your spirit, with your truth, and express that, because that's living full out. That's what we actually came here to experience. That's actually what our spirit came here to experience. But it takes releasing that distortion on a human physical 3D body somatic level as well in order to hold that light and frequency, because the frequency of our light, of our spirit, is huge. I've also spoken about this before. It is huge. So we need to have a regulated nervous system. We need to have a reclaimed nervous system so our body can hold that. And when that energy starts to move through us, we don't flip out, we don't freeze, we don't fight, we don't avoid, we don't ignore it, we don't hold ourselves back, we don't go into the fear, we don't believe the bullshit stories of our mind. We trust, we open, we allow, we surrender to this information, to this frequency, to this light, and we move forward and express it and take action on it, even when our mind, and most of the time, our mind will think it's crazy initially. That's how intuition works. It never makes sense beforehand, or in my experience, it never makes sense beforehand. I get the information, I get to see the full picture, I get to see how the dots connected after I've taken action. So, yeah, the invitation is, what are you waiting for, and where are you holding yourself back for? Some right time, some right person, some right job opportunity, some right moment, some right whatever. Yes, we all have different realities. Yes, we all have different circumstances. And yes, I'm not saying again, be irresponsible, quit your job, leave your family and go live your life or whatever. No. But yes, I am saying have the courage to heal yourself, to follow the intuitive nudges of your heart now, moment to moment, day by day. Don't put it off. And no matter your circumstances, everything is figure outable. Find a way, make it happen, be responsible, but a way will open up. There is a way, there is a solution. But you have to find that. You have to figure it out. You have to have the courage to heal your fears, heal your wounds, open your heart, and be willing to trust, willing to follow, willing to step into the unknown in order to be shown the way. It's the only way there is around it. So I have a very mellow energy moving through me today, which is kind of unusual for me. Usually I'm go, go, go. But again, I just trust And that's something I want to leave you with. And this is something that's moving through me, and more of that bigger mission purpose work that's moving through to be healthy. Because again, it starts in the body, be free. You have to find a way to free yourself. And that freedom is an inner freedom, first and foremost. That freedom from your past experiences, from your old identity, from your own fears, from your own limitations. That's where we're all prisoners. We can keep looking outside, we can blame, and yes, there are certain situations, but the true, true, true place where we are stuck, the true place where we are prisoners, is within ourselves. Freedom starts from within. And it starts with, again, clearing all that distortion, clearing all the unresolved trauma, the pain, the dissolving it. Be healthy, be free, live before you die. And this is what I'm moving forward with. This is the spark that's been ignited in me. And this is the community I'm creating as well. Because I have a pathway. I have a pathway for people who are willing and courageous to step into their dreams. And we get to enjoy it. We get to be surrounded by incredible people. We get to be resourced, and we get to travel the world if we want and have amazing experiences. So if I showed you a path, would you be open? Would you have the courage to step beyond your own limitations and trust it? Give it a go. If so, reach out and let me know. But otherwise, let me know what's moving for you and stay tuned for more. Bye.